Welcome back to Vets Talking, where we are at America Fest in Phoenix, Arizona. And we were very honored to have an interview sit down with Adam Johnson, aka the Lectern guy, doing an interview with the one and only amazing comedian Lila Hart. She's awesome. We love her. Still haven't had her on yet. But Adam is going to tell a story about how taking a tour of the Capitol building and moving some furniture landed him in federal prison. He's very well known as being a meme for a lot of people, but he is a very awesome guy, and this interview was pretty freaking cool. So check this out. Adam Johnson, the Lectern guy, being interviewed by Lila Hart.
Hello, I am Lila Hart here on Vets Talking with my incredible guest. We are so honored to have Adam Johnson with us, also known as the Lectern guy. Adam, thank you so much for joining me today on the show.
I'm glad we could finally get together. It's been a long time coming. I know we try to connect every time I'm in Dallas, and I guess Phoenix is the place we're doing it.
Here at AmFest 2024, what an amazing time to be at AmFest. Donald Trump is in office, so we are happy to be here. It's great to be here when we're the winners. You know, I mean, technically we were the winners in 2020, but you know, we won't go down there. So, Adam, could you please tell the audience who may not know you, even though I find that very hard to believe that they don't know you, a little bit about your story real quick?
Well, if you probably see me online, I'm a meme. The meme it was birthed during January 6th. There were a handful of people who were frustrated with the government, showed up to protest, and a lot of people went to prison, most of them actually. But you'll recognize me from the photo of a guy smiling and waving, holding Nancy Pelosi's lectern.
And see, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but you only moved that lectern about 20 feet?
That's correct. I didn't break a door down to get this thing. There's a lot of misinformation with this. So I'm in the building, it's sitting out in the open. I think to myself, that's a great photo prop. I nailed it, called it. So I picked it up and I moved it 20 feet to the center of the rotunda. Saw some photographers. I smiled and I waved because, you know, I'm polite. Set it down, gave a short speech, and walked away.
And when you set that down and walked away, did you have any idea that picking up this lectern was going to lead you along a journey of going to prison?
No. So I talk about this quite a bit. It's kind of the thing I talk about, but most of the people who were at January 6th were nonviolent people. Mm-hmm. And this is not just rhetoric of a guy who's trying to, sell himself as a good person. Look at the charges.
Yep.
95% of the charges are misdemeanor trespassing, right? It's parading and picketing in a building. These are things we typically don't get the federal courts involved with. It's typically like a $50 fine. So when I say that 95% of the people were nonviolent, go look at the arrests. Go look at the charges. But that's not what they show you. They show you small clips of people who were acting stupid, and we can all agree hitting cops is bad, right?
Yeah.
Not something I support. But what they've been sentenced with is just outlandish. We're talking 15, 16, 17 years to these people. Enrico Tarrio got 22 years. He wasn't even there.
Wow. So what did they want to charge you with, and what did they want to happen to you?
So they charged me with felony theft for moving the furniture, which I think is hilarious because...
That is actually for moving furniture. Okay, wow.
The next time you go to the post office and use one of their pens to fill out a piece of paper, that's felony theft technically by the federal statutes. Anytime you use federal property as your own property, that's theft according to them. So there's that. It was violent entry, even though there's clear video of me walking through open doors. I'm not breaking down doors. I'm not shoving people out of the way. I'm just meandering around hallways. And then the last one was misdemeanor trespassing. They call it entering and remaining in a restricted building, but it's glorified trespassing.
So how much did this cost you, this legal battle cost you to fight?
It was, initially we had a GoFundMe set up, have a website, but the government shut that down.
The government shut that down?
Yep. So apparently they can use millions of dollars to prosecute me, but I can't raise $10,000 for legal fees. So what we ended up having to do, because I was kind of the poster child of the event, and we knew that it was going to be bad, because they were talking about 20 years on the news.
20 years?
Yes, they were talking about a 20-year sentence
for moving furniture.
Yes. So we hired attorneys. It was $100,000 out of pocket. We ended up getting the felony dropped, one of the misdemeanors dropped, the violent entry, and we pled out with a misdemeanor trespassing charge.
Wow. So after going through everything that you went through with the legal system, what have you learned?
I learned you should never talk to the feds, and you should definitely have an attorney on retainer. and the government will arrest you, can arrest you, and will prosecute you, will send you to jail if they feel like it.
Wow.
And I know this not just from my experience. I try to stay optimistic about everything I'm in because I've got 5 kids, and it's important for me to have that spirit of like, I'm not broken, Dad's not broken, and I'm still here for you. If I'm
5 sons, right?
5 sons, yeah. Lots of fun. So much fun. Almost done.
So, how long did you go to end up serving?
It was 3 months in federal prison, so 75 days, so less than 3 months, 2.5. Who's counting? $5,000 fine, 200 hours community service, and then a year of supervised release.
And after everything that you have gone through, and looking back on all of this, would you not pick up that Lectern?
I think initially, if you had asked me a couple of years ago when I was in the beginning of this, I would have said no, that was a terrible decision. But where I am now is I've been able to help a lot of people. I've been able to connect with a lot of people and really raise awareness of it's not just the J6ers who are suffering in prison. It's a lot of people in prison who shouldn't be in prison.
Yeah.
The FBI is very good at setting people up. There were multiple CIs at January 6th. You look at the Whitmer case up in Michigan where multiple FBI agents got people involved in some type of, I guess, kidnap plot of the governor that never really happened in the first place, but this happens every day to people. So I look at what I went through and I say to myself, it is important that this happened to me because I have a voice that I can start telling everyone it's not just us, it is the system at large.
Wow. Well, I'm just so grateful that I've been able to speak with you, and I feel like I can relate to what you just said because there was a time when I first spoke out about these COVID mandates and all the things that were going on with our government locking everything down, and I spoke out against it, and there were so many people that were angry with me, and like you have experienced many people being angry with you, but I look back on it, and now being where we are now on the other side, I'm grateful for the fact that I spoke out. Because I wouldn't be able to be sitting here and having conversations with people like you, and you are such a light, and you have such an amazing energy. Like, I love following you on Instagram and X. And so you guys, you need to support him, follow him in any way that you can, because like you said, you can't, you were telling me earlier, for 5 years, you're not able to.
Yes. So every time you see me out and about, my Pleato stipulates I can't raise any money on my likeness, image, name. I can't write songs, do podcasts, so no reimbursement whatsoever. So all the traveling you see me do, it's on my own dollar. But it's important. It's what you're supposed to be doing, because if I don't speak, who's going to? Because the people who can speak are still in prison and they don't have a voice.
And you are setting an amazing example for your 5 sons because you are so brave to speak out. And again, I'm so grateful to talk to you, Adam, today. Is there anything else you would like to tell our audience of where they can find you, how they can support you?
I'm on Twitter mainly now. It's at Lectern Leader. It's Lectern Leader. It's a lot of fun, lots of jokes, but it's a good time. I have a charity I'm starting up. It should go live in January. We postponed a little bit because audits, IRS. And then that's about it. We're just raising money for kids.
Well, thank you so much, Adam, for coming on our show today. Y'all tune in to Vets Talking. We will have more amazing guests, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much to Adam and Lila for that interview. That was awesome. Big shout out to Adam. I wish there was some ways that we could help him out more. It's terrible what Biden's government has done to him, especially the financial situation. That's absolutely amazing that he can't do anything to raise funds for his legal fees. I can't believe that is actually legal in this country to do something like that to somebody like that. Thank God that we have Trump back in office. Let's hope that he'll fix the situation for Adam, for Jake, for all these other January 6 political prisoners. And we may be having another one on for an interview today. And hopefully at some point, I would really like to get an interview with a multitude of these J6 political prisoners together at the same time. So that being said, again, guys, make sure that you've got the notifications turned on so that you can get whenever we get these videos uploaded. We've got a ton of other interviews. We do have Danica Patrick. We got an interview with her. That is going to be coming up here very soon. So guys, thank you so much. If you're new here, be sure to double tap that like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. And you can share us out there with everybody because you don't got to be a vet to be here at Vets Talking. Just don't get butthurt. You've been warned.
Open those arms.